Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. The U.S. Market Update with Money FM 89.3.
All right, welcome to the U.S. Markets Wrap. Now, stocks rose overnight, building on their comeback from a 4-week rout on Wall Street. And that was exacerbated by U.S. President Donald Trump's chaotic tariff policy rollout, as well as falling consumer confidence. All three of the major averages posted back-to-back gains to finish in positive territory for a second straight session. The S&P 500 gaining 0.6% to close at 5,675. The Nasdaq Composite climbing 0.3% to end at 17,808, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average advanced 0.85% to finish at 41,841. The 30 stock index was bolstered by gains in Walmart and international business machines. According to Chief Investment Strategist at CFRA Research, Sam Stovall, who spoke with CNBC, we're in a near-term counter-trend rally, and he does believe the S&P 500's correction might include around the 5,400 level. That means a decline of more than 4% from Monday's close. Here's a wrap of some of the stocks making the biggest midday moves. Intel climbing nearly 8% after a regulatory filing from late last week revealed that the incoming CEO, Lip Bhutan, will purchase $25 million worth of company shares within 30 days of his appointment. Tesla also in the news, its stock slipping 6%. Following a price target cut from Mizuho, and Affirm, the buy now, pay later company, seeing shares tumble 10% after CNBC reported that Swedish fintech firm Klarna will replace Affirm as the exclusive provider of such loans for Walmart. Meanwhile, from the desk of Senior Advisor at StoneX, John Hilsenrath, for much of the past 2 decades, stock and bond market participants could take some solace from the belief that the Fed was always there to have their back. Stock declines and weak economic news have typically been accompanied by an expectation in the market that the Fed would cut short-term interest rates to bolster the economy if conditions got bad enough. The quote-unquote Fed put was an outgrowth of secular stagnation, and China's rise as a deflationary export power, persistently low inflation, meant the central bank could focus on jobs and growth because stirring inflation was rarely a serious concern. But that all has changed now with the Fed not being in position to respond aggressively to slowing growth concerns. The challenge will be on full display when officials meet and update their projections for the economy and interest rates this week. Fed Chair Jerome Powell expected to hold the line firmly on his wait-and-see mindset, with some upward creep in individual interest rate forecasts in the central bank dot plot, an expectation that some officials will move into the one cut or no cut camp, and some from 3 or 4 cuts back towards 2, but not enough to shift the center of gravity away from 2 cuts in 2025. Moving on to news on the grocery store front, consumers have yet to see relief there. Despite the sharp decline in wholesale prices, retail prices remain elevated. Many shoppers still balking at record high costs. Egg prices in particular have been declining as supplies rebound, and no significant avian flu outbreaks have been reported so far in March, thankfully. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, national wholesale prices for large white shell eggs dropped $2.70 to $4.15 per dozen. Demand for eggs has fallen sharply in recent weeks as higher prices cool consumer interests. But with fewer birds affected by highly pathogenic avian influenza, supply is improving and grocers have made progress in keeping shelves stocked. Looking ahead, seasonal demand from Easter could potentially disrupt the market's downward trend, but we will keep a lookout in the coming weeks whether or not the holiday bump will create a price floor or if the decline will continue into the spring. And that's a wrap for your U.S. Markets Update.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.